Hi, and welcome to my weekly vibrational astrology forecast video. This is for the week of Monday, January 27th through Sunday, February 2nd. Oh my gosh, it's February almost. My next video will be on Monday, February 3rd, 2020. So this is for the week ahead. Yeah, I'm so excited about this week because this week has a lot of Mercury midpoints going on. That means that we're going to have a lot of communication going on internally and externally. So we will be having opportunity to really express ourselves and expressing ourselves in different ways. So I'll get into all of that when I talk about the midpoints, because this is in the midpoint section. There's the midpoints that are going on that have all this Mercury energy. I think there's only 2 midpoints out of all of them this week that have Mercury in it. So there's definitely a lot of that going on. So before I get started on that, I wanted to say hi. My name is Starlene. If you don't already know me, I am a vibrational astrologer. I am also an intuitive tarot reader. You can schedule and find out a consultation time for me if you would like to have a consultation with me. My website address is rockstarastrologer.com. In fact, the link is linked below. You can check it out. You can also find my online business card, which is starlenebreiter.com. That has all my social media and everything else. Feel free to connect with me. I'm always happy to talk with you guys. I am a very social Aquarian, which leads me to this month is my birthday month. I had my birthday last week, so thank you all for wishing me happy birthday. That was really sweet. I had a wonderful birthday, spent it with my family and friends, and I've been doing a giveaway every single week on this month because it's my birthday month. I thought it would be a nice way for me to celebrate with you guys. So last week I did a wonderful consultation with someone from the previous week, and this week I am selecting AE to give my giveaway to. AE, you're welcome to message me through social media or contact me at my email address. It is starlenebreiter@gmail.com. Feel free to connect with me and let me know when is a good time that we can schedule your consultation. So other than that, I wanted to announce that in February, it's almost February 22nd, I'm doing a day-long workshop with the Florida Atlantic NCGR chapter at Nova University in Davie, Florida. So if you're in the South Florida area and you'd like to learn about vibrational astrology, that's what the workshop is going to be on. Come and join us. It's going to be an awesome day. Lots of stuff to learn. If you're interested in astrology and if you haven't experienced astrology before, it would even be something that you might want to learn or, to get into. I also will be doing like demonstrations using the charts of other people during the workshop. So if you're there, you might actually get a little mini reading or something like that from me there. Also, I wanted to announce that the Vibrational Astrology Conference is going to be in March 27 through 29. It is in Gainesville, Florida, and it's a wonderful way to learn about vibrational astrology. The pre-conference lecture is by David Cochran. He's doing a workshop on vibrational astrology, kind of getting people up to speed on what it is. And then the conference itself is the researchers sharing what they've researched throughout the year to everybody that's there. It's really cool. Like the conference that we did last year, I did 2 lectures with, and I can tell you from personal experience, it took tons of time and energy to do the research and then put the presentations together. It was really an amazing experience to do it. And I know that the researchers that are lecturing this year are really doing a lot of hard work with themselves, figuring out what they want to present to you guys. There's a lot of great subjects that I'm even excited to be learning about. So join us if you can in March in Gainesville if you are so inclined, and learn about vibrational astrology and the cutting edge of the research that we have been doing. Because vibrational astrology is an evidence-based approach to astrology. So what the researchers have been using evidence-based methodology to figure out what works and what doesn't work. There's really exciting topics this year too. So you can check out the links to all of the things that I talk about in my description box. Okay, if you haven't already, listen to Mark Metheny and I's first 6 months of 2020 video for the first 6 months of what's going on as far as the major aspects going on, you might want to listen to that as well. It was a really great conversation, a really informative conversation. We're going to be doing the next 6 months very soon. So this one was actually recorded on Blog Talk Radio, my old radio platform. And then I just made it into a video. I couldn't get the double video to work, but I will get that to work. And that's what we're going to do. The next one will actually be a video between him and I. So with all of that said, I'm going to go ahead and start with the midpoints of this week. So we do have 2 midpoints that are still in play from last week. The first one is is Saturn at Sun Jupiter. This is started on the 25th to the 28th. The peak of it was the 26th, so that was yesterday. The peak was yesterday, and then it ends on Tuesday. This is really having like almost like a lack of desire to do things, almost having a negative sense or state of mind, or some kind of like a mental unwellness. If you've been feeling negative or like a little bit depressed or a little bit, challenged with your thoughts, this is a passing phase. Just know that this is just something that's going on that won't necessarily stick with you forever. If you've been, getting more into yourself, into what's important to you, then you're using this energy well. Because the thing about Saturn is that everybody says, oh, Saturn's so bad, it's a malefic, blah, blah, blah. I don't agree with that. Like, I think Saturn, it can be very difficult. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. But the thing about it is if you understand Saturn and you know how to work with Saturn, then you can use it to your advantage. Saturn cuts away at what's not important in our lives. It cuts away the frivolous, cuts away the things, the people, the places, the jobs, the situations that are not really meant for us. It cuts them away so that we can start fresh. We can start fresh. We can be like on the bare bones of ourselves, and then we can go from there. So this, reminds me of the Saturn-Pluto conjunction that happened a few weeks ago, which I'll actually touch on in a little bit. But it's giving us a chance to say, okay, we're done with this. We're ready to move forward because this isn't long and lasting. So that is a Saturn at Sun Jupiter midpoint. The next midpoint that was going on last week that does wind up this week was the Sun at Mercury Saturn. This started on the 13th of January and ends on the 30th of January. The peak was the 21st. So it was last Tuesday was the peak. So we're winding up, but we're still feeling it. And this brings about a desire for solitude of the mind and rational thinking. So if you've been saying, oh, okay, yeah, so these things aren't working for me, how do I make them either work for me or make them, something more, something better for myself? How do I internalize that? That is a great way to use this energy. Taking some time out to meditate, taking some time out to say, okay, I'm going to check out of social media for a little while and just spend some time with myself, my thoughts, my ideas, and figure out how I can grow from them, as opposed to like continually, just getting obsessed and wrapped up in everybody's dramas or everybody's difficulty and on social media, just taking a bit of withdrawal. There's nothing wrong with that. I think that's a really healthy thing to do for us every once in a while, is take a little step back and then look at things from a perspective that is not necessarily in, it's more like out. So that is the Sun at Mercury Saturn. So the new midpoints this week that will start this week and end this week. The first one is Mercury at Venus Saturn. This starts January 28th through 29th. The peak is on the 29th. So it's Tuesday and Wednesday with the peak on Wednesday. And this is clear thinking. This is almost a narrow-mindedly clear thinking and a consideration of possibly letting go of things that aren't important to us. The reason I say that is because Venus and Saturn, Venus and Saturn is like, say, I want something real in the regards to what I'm attracted to, the beauty that I'm attracted to, whether that be, some creative projects or whether that be actual love for other people. This is you thinking about that, saying, oh, okay, so is this person important to me? Is this situation important to me? Is this art important to me? Do I need to let it go? Do I need to rethink it and figure out a different process for myself? That's this Mercury, Venus, Saturn energy. The next one is Mercury at the midpoint of Venus, Pluto. This is at the same time, January 28th and 29th, but the peak is on Tuesday instead of Wednesday. And so this is an expression of artistic talent. This is a desire to solve problems regarding love. So Venus, Pluto is always love and passion and like desire for love. And Mercury at the the midpoint of this Venus Pluto is like, okay, let's think about how we can make this work for us or not. You know, like maybe it's time to let go, or maybe it's time to grab a hold of and make it happen. The next one is Mercury at Saturn Neptune. So this happens only on Tuesday, the 28th. It's only really in play on Tuesday. This is like inhibitions in thinking, you know, so you might be a little slow to grasp things, and you might have a bit of a pessimistic kind of attitude or thought process, but it's like you saying to yourself, you know, what can I do to make myself like really reach for the ideals that I'm really seeking in my life? You know, how can I work that out in my mind so that later on I can actually execute it in my life? Because Mercury is our mind, Saturn is like the real things that we want, and Neptune is our ideals. So how can you really say, okay, this is important to me? It may take you time, and I would tell you on Tuesday, because of this aspect and the next aspect, or midpoint, this midpoint and the next midpoint that I'm talking about, give yourself some time on the 28th, which is Tuesday, to think about some of these things. The next one is Mercury at Neptune Pluto. So Mercury at Neptune Pluto is kind of like a feeling of nervousness, a feeling like maybe you have a difficult time deciphering your thinking from independently from other people. Mercury is, you know, our mind connecting to Neptune and Pluto, Neptune being our ideals, Pluto being our obsessions, our compulsions. So, you know, your mind may be like, oh, I would like to figure out what I want in regards to my life, and I have drive towards it, but I'm not sure what it is. So take some time to back up and think about yourself independently. It may be hard to do that, but if you do it, I think you'll come to a very strong conclusion of understanding what you really want as opposed to what other people want for you. I think that's really important for all of us to do that. So that's Tuesday. The next midpoint is Venus at the Sun Uranus midpoint. This is an awesome midpoint, by the way. This starts January 31st to February 2nd. So it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The peak of it is on Saturday. This is outbursts of affection. This is a feeling of love, a tendency to fall in love very easily, unusual romantic experiences. You know, like just enjoy it, have fun with it, because this may not last. You know, when we have Venus and Uranus connected and the Sun with it as well, this means like love can spark, but guess what? It's usually just a spark, and it fizzles out just as quickly as it sparked. So if you find a new love interest, a new passion for something, ride the wave and enjoy it over the weekend, but don't necessarily get stuck on this has to be a forever thing, because it probably won't. The next one, or if it does, it would, you know, give it time before you make commitments that you don't want to actually, you know, break in the future. So the next one is Mercury at the midpoint of Mars Uranus. This is January 31st through February 1st, and this is Friday and Saturday. The peak of it is on Friday, and this is an inclination to act independently. You may be feeling very nervous, but you'll draw on the nervous energy. It also will be a test of power. You may feel very calculating at this time. You may want to actually invent some things during this time, or have like the inventful thoughts, you know, an eventful thought process, and you may even achieve things through a well thought out process very well. So, you know, Mercury's, again, it's our mind. Mars and Uranus, they're not necessarily, you know, like slow moving planets. I mean, I don't mean slow moving. I just mean they're not like slow planets as far as the energy of them. Mars is like energy is like go, 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 go. Uranus is like be in the present moment. So, you know, be in the present moment with your thoughts. You know, give yourself a chance to say, okay, I want to do this, and this is important for me to do it for myself, not for other people. So have some independent thinking during this time. Draw on your own energy during this time. That's really important. Creativity can be part of that as well. So the next midpoint is Pluto at the midpoint of Mercury and Mars. This is only on Saturday, which is February 1st. This can be, you know, where you feel a little bit critical. It can also be someone that's overzealous, kind of a speaker, someone that speaks overzealously. This can be speaking fast and sharp as well. You know, Pluto is that punch, that energetic compulsion, desire, drive. Mercury is, of course, our communication. Mars is our energy. So here we have these two powerful energy planets Pluto and Mars, and then conjunct or connecting with our Mercury. So it's like we have a strong desire to be heard, to be thought of, to be communicated, to communicate. It may be fast, it may be sharp, it may be quick. It's a good time for you to maybe like write things. It's a good time for you to do some speaking, some communication with other people. Just know that you may be a little bit like, bouncy with your words. So, be in tune with that, as opposed to like saying, okay, I'm being bouncy, but other people aren't responding to me well. Just kind of know that. And everybody's also affected by this energy as well, because this is the transiting planets of the week, and it's not particularly geared at one particular sign or anything like that. And the last midpoint is the midpoint that's going to start this week and end next week. This is Saturn at the midpoint of Mercury Mars. This is February 2nd through 3rd. The peak is February 3rd, which is next Monday. So this is deep thinking. This has us deep thinking and a deep power of concentration here. On the negative side of this is a tendency to hurt other people's feelings with your words. So you may not realize it, but you may say things that are kind of cutting to other people that maybe like are, you may not mean to do it, but be aware of your words, because they can be very cutting during this time. So Sunday, Monday, next Monday, just know that this is kind of the present energy. So those are the midpoints for this week. I'm going to move on to the 2 planet aspects. The first one is Monday, January 27th. This is Venus conjunct Neptune in Pisces at 3 p.m. This is romantic. This is sweet. This is creative. This is fun. This is sweet. It's almost like love, 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 like a good feeling of love. If you want to express love in a creative sense, this is a great day to do it. If you want to express your love for someone else, it's a great day to do that as well. It's a romantic love thing. Maybe you want to go on a date with your sweetheart and have a nice romantic evening or something like that. This is a really nice energy though. Monday should feel pretty good for most of us. So Tuesday, January 28th, we have Mars in Sagittarius square Neptune in Pisces, and this happens to peak at 5:34 a.m. And of course, all these times are in Eastern USA time. This energy can be procrastination. It can be energy towards our dreams, but also feeling like we're a little bit procrastinating because, Neptune and Pisces is like our dreams, but we're not really motivated to do things. And Mars is saying like energy, 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 especially in Sagittarius, the fire sign of Sagittarius. So the two may clash, but so we may feel like we're procrastinating, but we also may feel like we're putting energy towards our dreams. So depending on where you're at, try to work at it so you're putting energy towards what you want, as opposed to just procrastinating with things. So Wednesday the 29th, Thursday the 30th, Friday the 31st, Saturday the February 1st, there are no exact aspects. So the last aspect to talk about is Sunday, February 2nd, Venus in Pisces sextile Pluto in Capricorn. That starts at 2:07 a.m. And this is a time to do things. This is a time to be social. This is a time to get out in the world. This is a time to take initiative. So Venus is about the things that we love, and Pluto is our compulsions, our drive, our desire, our needs, our wants. Like we want to create this, And so the sextile is like action oriented. So put some action towards things that you want. If you want to be social, you want to find love, you want to embrace your creativity, put action towards that. Do it, actually do it. You'll feel the desire to do this. And this does peak at 2:07 a.m., but we'll be feeling this a little bit on Saturday and a little bit on Sunday as well. So that is my forecast for the week. I would like to invite you to join me on my next weekly video when I talk about Mercury ingress into Pisces, also the full moon in Leo, and there's lots of other aspects and midpoints that I will be talking about this week. The gemstone for the week that I wanted to share with you guys is pink tourmaline. So this is a small piece of pink tourmaline. It's the only one I really could find. I thought I had a bigger one, but I might have sold it. So this pink tourmaline is a wonderful stone to help you in communication with your heart. So this is really important for you to be able to communicate from your heart, express from your heart. Since there's a lot of Mercury energy going on during this time, this is a heart-oriented stone. Now, this is a very cheaper version of pink tourmaline. You can buy pink tourmaline that's really expensive. It's usually very clear in color, but it's a wonderful stone to help you express things from your heart in a loving way. And the last one is ruby. So here is a piece of ruby. It's also, again, it's a very, it can be a very expensive stone, but this one is not. Ruby helps us to get to the core of the emotional um, issues inside of ourselves. So if you're having things that you are dealing with emotionally, then this is a great stone to work with or to wear. You know, ruby is known as one of the more expensive stones, but you don't have to get an expensive stone to have its energy. This particular little nugget was not very expensive. Can't remember now. It's been years since I've had it, but it is very powerful and still contains the energy of ruby. Just because a gemstone is not expensive or not of really great quality does not mean the energy of it isn't working for you. So you might want to work with either pink tourmaline or ruby. So these are the two stones I'm suggesting this week because I think when we express from the heart, we're really truly expressing what's real. We're not inviting the ego to express for us. So those are the gemstones I think that would be really great for us to work with for this week. So that is my video this week. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. If you'd like to, feel free to comment, subscribe, and like my channel or like my video if you like it. Subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Namaste, you guys. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next one. Bye-bye.